Hello, magandang araw sa lahat. Welcome to episode number 36 of our Principles of Structural Analysis and Design for the Civil Engineering Licensure Examination series. In this particular problem, we have a problem from pre-stressed concrete. Okay, the figure shows the cross-section of a pre-stressed concrete slab. The distance to neutral axis, y, is equal to 165 millimeters. The depth or overall depth is 500 millimeters. The area is given, moment of inertia is given, service, superimposed dead load given, and then we are also given the unit weight of concrete. So once again, no, yung SDL, ibig sabihin superimposed dead load. And kapag sinabing superimpose, it means that ito yung ipinatong lang doon sa structural element natin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa kasali sa dead load na to yung self-weight ng mismong structural element. So, later on, we will add that because isa na rin dahilan is binigay naman yung unit weight ng concrete, no? Okay, and we are given the pre-stressing force after losses of 650 kilonewtons. The slab is simply supported at both ends with length is equal to 9 meters. Tendons are located 60 millimeters above the neutral axis at supports and tapers linearly to 280 millimeters below the neutral axis at the midspan. So, dito, ito ay type of problems or type ng pre-stress concrete wherein the eccentricity of our tendons is not constant, no? So i-drawing natin. So yung cross section niya, I mean yung elevation view niya. So let's say ito yung slab on the elevation view. Okay, kasi sinabi naman simply supported. Ayan, okay? So parang sinasabi niya that if this is the neutral axis, okay? Sabi niya, dun daw sa support, it is the tendon is located 60 millimeters above the neutral axis. So nandito. Nandyan, no? And then dun daw sa midspan, it is now below by 280 millimeters. So let's say nandito naman. So kunwari yan yung midspan, ano? So ibig sabihin yung tendons natin, ganito ang itsura. Ayan, no? Okay? So this is at 280 millimeters. Okay? So this is at the midspan. So in short, yung mga sukat, lagyan natin. This would be the full span is 9. So yung kalahati is 4.5. Alright? Okay. So now, what are the questions? So find the stress at the top fiber at the support considering pre-stress force only. So ano daw yung stress sa top fiber at the support? So top fiber tapos sa support. Okay? So ibig sabihin, dito tayo mag-a-analyze. Pwede dito, no? Kahit saan dyan. Okay? And let's say kunin natin yung section na to. Okay? So yun yung section at the support. Alright? So drawing natin. So the cross section will look like this at the support. Ayan. Okay, tapos kunwari ito yung neutral axis. So from the top, sinabi naman na this is 165. And then overall depth is 500. So ibig sabihin 500 minus 165, that's 335, I believe. So 335 naman yung distance sa bottom. Okay? Tapos at the support, yung tendon nandito. Nandito. Nasa 6 mm above the neutral axis. So nandito yung tendon. Diyan, no? So 660 mm. Okay? So, ang tinatanong lang sa atin sa number 1 is ano yung stress dun sa top? So, dito. Ano yung stress dyan? Due to pre-stress force only. So, wag muna natin dito isasali yung load na binigay. Kumaga, sinabi niya naman na pre-stress force only, no? So, let's see. So, alam natin na kapag tumingin tayo sa side, ganito yung mangyayari, no? So, kunwari yung ano natin, near support uh, na cross-section. So, nandito yung tendon. So, dyan sa tendon, magkakaroon ka ng pre-stressing force. No? So, tawag pre-stressing force, P. Okay? Tapos, ito yung neutral axis natin. Alright? So, ngayon, dahil dyan sa pre-stressing force na yan, it will produce a compressive force or compressive stress at the top fiber. And at the same time, that particular force will create a bending moment in this direction. Okay? Kasi yung eccentricity mo nasa itaas eh. So pagka in-apply mo yan doon sa taas, ang ikot niya would be counterclockwise in this particular in this particular section of consideration, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung moment na yan will be equal to P times yung eccentricity natin in this case na 60. Okay, so 60. So, that means that the stress at the top, so top at the support, would be equal to, so again, assume negative yung compression, positive yung tension. So, yung pre-stressing force that will have a negative effect, P, divided by yung area ng cross-section, and then, itong moment na to at the top, it will also have a negative effect. Negative MC over I. Okay? And to expound on this, yung P natin is already known to be 650. Gawin lang natin na Newton para maging megapascal yung sagot. Tapos yung area naman ay binigay na 2.25 times 10 to the 5. And as you can see, ito ay naka-Newton, ito ay naka-mm squared, so megapascal ito. Okay? Minus yung moment. So yung moment natin is P times the eccentricity. So yung P is again 650. And gawin ulit natin Newton. And then times 60. Alright. And then yung C na to, di ba ang definition nito is yung layo ng fiber in consideration mula dun sa neutral axis. Ang fiber in consideration natin dito is yung nasa top. So ibig sabihin, itong fiber na to, so yung layo niya mula sa neutral axis is in fact 165. So this should be 1 times 165 over I. So yung I, again, given na, no need to calculate, that is 5 times 10 to the 9. Okay, if you double check the units, this is in Newton, this is in millimeter, this is in millimeter, this is in millimeters to the fourth. So ibig sabihin, itong buong to will have a final units of megapascal. So importante yun, madalas dito nagkakamali. Nagkakaiba yung units nito, kaya pagka kinompute nyo, namamali yung computation. Anyway, now we can answer the first question. Okay, and that would be equal to, so 650,000 over 2.25 times 10 to the 5th minus 650,000 times 60 times 165 over 5 times 10 to the 9. And that gives me negative 4.176 megapascals. And this means that the top fiber is under compression. Okay? And that would be our answer for number 1. Next, find that stress at L over 4 at the bottom fiber naman. So saan? Sa L over 4. And then which part? Sa bottom fiber. Considering pre-stress force only. So wala ulit muna ditong load. No? Wag muna natin isasama yung load. So pre-stress force lang daw. So ngayon, Ang gagawin ulit natin, hahanapin natin kung nasaan ba yung ano, nasaan ba yung L over 4 na yan, no? Okay? So based on the drawing, L over 4 will be located at kalahati ng 4.5, 2.25. Okay, 2.25. Nandyan sa L over 4. Bali, pag drawing natin ngayon yung cross-section, kailangan lang natin alamin nasaan naman yung fiber na to. Okay, saan na siya located, no? So, para ma-define natin yon, so, ang gagawin ko, let's say ito yung tendons. Ayan. Tapos, let's say ito yung neutral axis. Ayan yung neutral axis, ano? Kasi ito yung ano, mid-span. Okay? Tapos, ang alam natin dito, 280. 280 ito. Tapos, ang alam natin dito, 60. Okay? So, para malaman natin kung ano yung eccentricity dun sa L over 4, ito yun eh. Okay, para ma-compute natin yan, kailangan muna nating alamin ano to. Ano yan, no? So, kung yan ay tatawagin ko na x, itong kabila would be 4.5 minus x. Kasi di ba yung buong haba niyan, 4.5. So, dito we will apply similar triangles, no? So, you can see that this triangle is similar to this triangle. Okay, and from there we can solve for x. So x over 60 is equal to 4.5 minus x over 280. And then from there we can solve for x. Okay, so that gives me 0.794, no? 0.794 meters. Okay? And with that, by knowing that, ang next ko na gagawin is i-ratio ko naman itong triangle na ito at saka itong triangle na ito. Okay, so another ratio proportion to determine E. Dito na lang sa baba. We have, bali, ano naman to? So ito naman, di ba ano yan? Kung yan ay L over 4, 2.25 to. Okay? Kasi ito hinahanap natin, yung E dyan. So, ibig sabihin, itong kabila will be 2.25 minus X. So, we can apply ratio and proportion. So, we will have E over 2.25 minus X is equal to 60 over X. Okay? And from here, we should be able to calculate our eccentricity at L over 4. So, store muna natin ito sa A. So, we have, ito yung E over 2.25 minus yung na-compute natin na distance kanina, tapos 60 over yung distance. Okay, and that gives us 110 millimeters na eccentricity doon sa L over 4. So, ibig sabihin ulit, kung pupunta na tayo dun sa L over 4, ang cross-section natin will be like this. Okay, ito kunwari ulit yung neutral axis. Okay? And by the way, inassume ko nga pala dito kanina na yung eccentricity dun sa L over 4 ay nasa bandang ibaba na. No, nasa bandang ibaba na. And mabe-verify mo yon kapag ang na-compute mo dito na value ay positive. Okay? So dahil nag-positive naman, ibig sabihin tama yung assumption ko na nasa baba na yung E. Otherwise, nasa taas pa dapat, no? O di kaya mali completely yung assumption ko. Okay? So nasa baba na yan, so ibig sabihin nandito na yan banda. Nandiyan na yan, no? So ito naman ang sukat nito is 110. So once again, kapag dinrawing natin yung cross-section sa side view, ayan. Okay, so ito nandito na. Ito yung neutral axis natin. So ito ay nandito na, yung tendon. So again, yung tendon na will have a compressive force P. And according to our diagram, it seems that this P will produce a bending moment in the clockwise direction. So P times yung 110. Okay? So, ayan, no? So ngayon, tinatanong tayo sa number 2, ano daw yung stress sa bottom fiber? So sa bottom fiber, meaning dito naman tayo mag-focus. Dito. Bali dito. Okay? So ano naman yung stress dyan? Okay? So to calculate, once again, due to pre-stress force only ha, hindi kasali yung loads. So therefore, we have F at the bottom at L over 4 is equal to, compression is negative, negative 650,000 over yung area na 2.25 times 10 to the fifth. And then, as you can see, yung effect nitong moment dito sa ilalim is also compressive, no? So that will be 650,000 times eccentricity na 110 times. So take note na yung C natin dito is yung layo niyang fiber natin mula sa neutral axis. And di ba kanina, ito yung 335. Kasi ito yung 165. Okay, so this should be 335 over moment of inertia, which is 5 times 10 to the 9. Okay? Ayan, 5 times 10 to the 9. So therefore, we have, hindi ko lalagay negative, total negative naman lahat yan. So ito, samahin na lang natin, 650. So that gives us 7.67 na negative, no? Okay, once again, the negative sign indicates that this is under compression. Okay, so for number 2, our answer would be letter D. Okay, and then lastly, find the maximum allowable pre-stress force after loss at the midspan if no tensile stress is permitted at any configuration. So doon naman tayo sa midspan mag-a-analyze dito. And in this case, isasama na natin yung load, no? Isasama na natin in-apply na load. So may load tayo dito. Okay, so yung load na yan is dapat unfactored no kapag nag-a-analyze tayo ng ng pre-stress no. So we will have yung 5.2 plus yung self-weight. So ang self-weight ay calculated as gamma, yung unit weight na to, multiplied by the area of the cross-section para maging kilonewton per meter. So tingnan nyo na lang no, yung kilonewton meter cube. Para maging kilonewton per meter, kailangan mo mag-multiply ng meter squared, which is area. Itong area na to. Okay, so that would give me 24 times 2.25 times 10 to the fifth. Pero maka-millimeter squared kasi yan eh. Gusto natin meter squared. So magdi-divide tayo ng 1,000 squared. Okay, and kapag kinompute natin yan, that will give us 5.2 plus 24 times 2.25 times 10 to the fifth over 1,000 squared. So that gives us 10.6. Okay, so meron tayo ngayong load na total load na 10.6 kilonewton per meter acting on the slab. Alright, so now dahil sa midspan na tayo mag-a-analyze, bali ito ngayon yung beam natin or yung slab. Okay, so di ba kung meron kang load, alam natin na kapag kinat natin yan dito, okay, meron niyang mapoproduce na bending moment dahil sa load na to. W. Kung meron itong span na L, yung moment dito na mapoproduce will be Ang bending kasi niyan ganito eh. So positive in nature yung bending niya. Okay, so ibig sabihin yung moment mo pag ganito. Okay? So, alam din natin na yung moment na yon due to the loads, tawag ko na ML, is equal to W L squared over 8 kapag simply supported with a uniformly distributed load throughout the span. So therefore, we can directly calculate here 10.6 times span squared over 8. And yung maximum moment na yon at the mid-span due to the load would be 107.325 kilonewton meter. So ito ngayon yung moment. So pero itong moment na to positive in nature, no? Ibig sabihin ang ipoproduce niya na bending is positive bending. So ganitong itsura. Ngayon kung titingin tayo sa support, I mean at the midspan. Okay, kung titingnan natin yung cross section sa midspan, ganito ang itsura. Ganyan, no? So ito yung neutral axis. Ito ay 165. Ito ay 335. Tapos yung tendons natin is located 280 at the bottom. Okay? So ngayon, kung titignan ulit natin yung cross-section view niyan or yung side view niyan, ito yung neutral axis. So yung tendons natin nandito. So yung tendons na yan, meron ulit compressive force P. So based on the configuration, ang moment na ipoproduce niyan is ito. Okay? So yung moment na ipoproduce niya is negative in nature. No? Bakit negative? Kasi ang nangyayari, tinutulak nito yung baba niya. So bibig sabihin, pag tinulak mo yung baba niyan, yung beam natin is gaganto. Gaganyan. Okay? Kaya di ba yung ganitong klaseng bending, negative in nature. Alright? So kaya ganito. So ngayon, ibig sabihin, yung moment naman na to, na positive in nature, kapag tinranslate mo dito, ang itsura niya is pa ganito. Okay? Kasi ang ginagawa naman nung moment na yun, na galing sa load, is binibend niya yung slab in this direction. Okay? So yan yung nangyayari. So yan lahat ng mga loads natin on that particular mid-span support, at the mid-span. So ang tinatanong sa atin is, ano daw yung maximum pre-stress force P? Okay, so pinapa-recalculate itong P para walang tensile force at any configuration. No? Hindi niya sinabing at the bottom, ha? Sinabi niya at any configuration. So kahit saan. Okay? Kung pag-iisipan mo, dapat walang maging tension mula top hanggang bottom. Ganun yung gusto niya mangyari. Okay? Ito, fix na to na 107.325. Tapos, itong M na to will be equal to P times eccentricity na 280. Okay? Kasi itong P na to, kumbaga, i-resolve natin. So, ngayon, kung mag-focus tayo sa bottom, madalas kasi sa bottom nagfo-focus no? Computin natin yung stress sa bottom. So, ang stress sa bottom at the midspan, okay, ay equal sa ay equal sa yung pre-stressing force compression yon. Okay? Yung moment due to the pre-stressing force will also have a compressive effect at the bottom. Lagay ko na P times 280. Tapos yung C natin sa bottom ay ito, 335 over I. Lagay ko na muna I. Okay? And then, ito namang moment due to the loads, no? Moment due to the loads. Okay? Ang C niyan is also 335 kasi ang tinutukoy natin is bottom over moment of inertia. Ang effect niya naman sa bottom ay tension. Okay? So dapat daw kumbaga, solve natin itong P na to in such a way na sisiguraduhin natin na walang um, tensile stress dun sa, in this case, dun sa bottom. Okay? So dapat ito ay actually ano ang ginagawa ng iba dapat in-equate sa zero pero medyo misleading kasi yung ganyan. So ganito na lang. 'Di ba ang gusto lang naman natin siguraduhin itong buong computation na to ay hindi mag-positive. Huwag magpa-positive kasi ang positive ibig sabihin tension. So para hindi yan mag-positive, dapat itong buong to ay mas mababa or equal sa zero. Okay? So yun yung tama na analysis. So anyway, lagyan natin ng values. So negative P. So gawin natin itong times 1,000 para ang iisipin natin kilonewtons yan. Tapos divided by 2.25 times 10 to the fifth minus P. Again, I will multiply 1,000 para ang iisipin ko kilonewton siya. And then the rest will be in millimeters. And then plus, ito ay may value naman. Okay? Pero ito kailangan naka-Newton millimeter. So, multiply ko ng 1 million. Okay? And this should not exceed 0 to maintain it being compressive. Okay? And now, if you solve for P, bali, kung mapapansin nyo, you can factor out yung P dito. No? We can factor out yung P. Tapos, you can transpose this on the other side. Okay? So, magiging negative ito, no? Parang ganito yan. So, negative P. Tapos itong buong to. Lagyan ko na lang ng highlight, ha? Itong buong to. Yung mga yan. Ha? Yan yung may iwan dito sa loob. Okay? Or ganito na lang. Ito, dito yan. Tapos minus, ito naman. Dito yan, ha? Okay, so finactor out ko yung, sorry, plus na pala to kasi finactor out ko yung negative. Less than or equal, ito naman magiging negative. Negative na itong buong to. Nilipat natin sa kabilang side. Tinranspose ko. Okay, tapos para ma-compute natin yung P, hindi ba di-divide natin ito? Di-divide natin itong buong to dito. Okay, tapos isasama natin yung negative, di-divide natin to. So, bali, magiging positive na tong right side. Pero di ba merong rule ang inequality na kapag ka nag-divide or nag-multiply ka ng negative side, kailangan mo itong baliktarin. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung P natin will be, magbabaliktad na, should be greater than or equal to the value here. And that value is just, kapag sinolve mo to, as an equation. No? Kapag sinolve mo yun as an equation. So, bali, ganito na lang. So, negative x 2.25 to the fifth minus yung P times 1,000 times 280 times 335 over 5 times 10 to the 9 plus 107.325 million times 335 over I. Okay, again, if you solve that as an equation, so if you solve that, ang x natin is 309.887. Okay, ito ngayon yung disadvantage kapag sinolve mo lang siya as an equation. You wouldn't understand, no? Ano ba itong 309.887? Yan ba yung maximum na pwedeng P o yan yung minimum na kailangan na P para walang tensile force or tensile stress? Well, based on our inequality, it is telling us that our P should be at least 309.887 kilonewton to ensure na walang tensile stress sa bottom. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kapag mas mababa dyan, magkakaroon dito ng tensile stress. Kunwari, no, ito. Calc natin, calc. Syempre, kapag yan, 0, no? Kapag nilakihan natin, 310, negative. So, ibig sabihin, compressive. Pero pag niliitan natin, sabihin natin na 300 na lang, nagkakaroon ng positive stress. So, ibig sabihin, hindi po pwede bumaba ng 309.887 yung force P kasi magkakaroon na tayo ng tension dun sa bottom. Okay? And yan na ba yung sagot? Yan na ba yung sagot? Actually, meron ditong 310. Well, not yet. We also have to counter-check kasi itong chinek lang natin sa bottom eh. Bottom sa mid-span eh. Eh, paano naman yung sa top? Baka kasi yung sa top, magkaroon din tayo ng issue dyan. O, tingnan natin. So, check naman natin yung sa stress sa top, sa mid-span. So, actually, halos ito lang din yung formula. Bali, negative P over A. Okay, tingnan natin isa-isa ha. Itong moment na to, magpo-produce ng tension dito sa top. Okay, so plus na yan. Plus P times 280 times, okay, take note, yung C natin sa top, ito na. Kasi nasa top na tayo, ito na. 165, no? 165 over I. Okay, tapos yung moment naman due to the loads, kung titingnan natin yung effect nyo sa top, compression naman. No? Compression. So, negative. Moment due to the load times yung C is once again 165. Yun yung distance papunta sa top mula sa neutral axis. So, magiging ganito siya. At dapat, hindi ulit ito lalagpas ng zero. Kasi gusto natin ma-maintain na negative yan para compression lang siya. Pag lumagpas yan ng zero, magiging tension na siya and ayaw natin yun. No? Yun yung gusto ng problem. So that means, kapag sinabshoot na natin ngayon, negative P, gawin ulit natin 1,000 over A plus P, gawin ulit natin times 1,000, 280 times 165 over I minus, this is 107.325 million times C over I. Okay, and this should not exceed 0. So ngayon, analyze ulit natin paano ba ito mako-compute. So mako-compute ito pag ito, tinranspose natin sa kabila. No? Pag tinranspose natin sa kabila. Tapos ito, pag factor out mo yung P. So factor out natin yung P dito. So bali, ito kasama yung negative. Iwan ko sa loob. Dito yan. Tapos ito naman, iwan ko lang dyan. Dito yan, no? Tapos plus naman yun eh. So plus. Okay? And then, ito, ta-transpose ko na sa kabila. So, less than or equal pa rin yan. Pero pag tinranspose mo kasi ito sa kabila, kasama yung negative, magpa-positive na siya. Positive na siya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dito, ang P natin, i-divide mo to, di ba? I-divide mo yan. Pero i-check muna natin kapag kinompute natin ito, kung positive ba or negative, para malaman natin kung magbabaliktad ba yung inequality. So, we have negative 1,000 over 2.25 times 10 to the 5th plus 1,000 times 280 times 165 over 5 times 10 to the 9. Kung titignan nyo, positive lang siya. So kapag dinivide ko yan sa kabila, this inequality will not change. Okay? So therefore, this would be what? Isolve na lang ulit natin ng equation. So negative pa rin to. Ito ay plus na. Tapos ito ay 165 kasi we are now at the top. And then this is minus already. And then once again, this is 165. And then equate natin sa 0. Okay, and the value is 738.543. Okay, kilonewton. So, ang sinasabi naman ito is para masigurado na walang tension sa top sa midspan, kailangan yung P natin ay hindi lalagpas ng 738.543. Bakit? Kasi pag lumagpas ka na dyan, kung titignan mo yung configuration dito, masyado na itong malakas. At kapag masyado nang malakas yung hatak niyan, magiging tension na to. Alright? So, that means, ito naman yung magiging P sa criteria na yung top walang tension. So, ang tanong ngayon, which of these will be our answer? So, the maximum allowable pre-stress force after loss at the midspan if no tensile stress is permitted at any configuration. Ang gusto niya maximum, yung pinakamalaki. So ngayon, kung i-consider natin yung sagot natin doon sa dalawa, kapag pinagsama yan, ito, tsaka ito, lumalabas, kailangan daw yung P natin ay hindi lalagpas sa 738.543 kilonewtons and hindi bababa sa 309.887. So ito yung range na po pwede nating ilagay or igamitin as our pre-stressing force to ensure na walang tensile stress sa buong cross-section sa midspan. So, ibig sabihin, kapag bumaba tayo dito sa 309, no, magkakaroon na tayo ng stress. Di ba, pinakita ko na kanina, magkakaroon ka na ng positive na stress. So, tension na yon. So, dito naman, pag lumagpas tayo dyan, di ba ito, collect natin, sa top. And kapag ito, 0, no? Kapag binabaan mo, let's say 730, negative sa compression. Pero pag tinaasan mo, let's say 740, ayan, nagiging tension na, positive na. So that's why, ito ngayon yung ceiling value ng B. Ito ngayon yung maximum. At ito naman, yung minimum. Okay, so in short, in this problem, our answer would be letter B. Okay? And that is how we solve this particular question. So hopefully marami natutunan. So thank you all for watching this. Please like and subscribe, and also don't forget to share this with your other classmates or reviewees, no, for the upcoming board exam. Also check out my other playlist. We have the PISAD Refresher Series, and we also have the MSTC Refresher Series. Yun lang muna for now. I'll hope to see you on the next video.
Thank you.